Mm. Mm. Morning. Multiple vectors. Every chaos, the wrong appearance. Gödel, logician. His incomprehensiveness theorems are now considered fundamental discoveries. Is this new erection absolute mental case artwork? Excellent. So know yourself as good and worthy. These are title schemings. Heaven and earth. Apotheosis, transmutation, pole shift, subtle negotiations, relationships, spaces between bits, just like people. Who is this then? Who comes through in me, bearing witness to the sacred? We were all born for something, purpose. A very intimate process of modelling the chaos and play. In a way, I'm modelling civilization. Thought threads of internal conversation with Absolute. Something that's been around for a while. Ancient. A non-linear civilizational inner view, timeline, pulse wave of variable information potentials. When I disappear and only awareness remains. Wow. Someday, baby. Gotta take risks, gotta be yourself, gotta know what's really at stake, gotta be true. Bridge mirrors. Speaking of that, my mother, myself, it's actually would have been my mum's birthday today. The gold is separating the shit from the ego mind from that of soul spirit. Or that is where it all. Don't stop, even at greatness. Venture beyond, step beyond ego mind to spirit soul, embodying eternal. Everybody's implicated in her drama, the shadowy fecundity of the paranoia and mystery. Yes, well, speaking of my mother's birthday, the Alpha Catholic girl prefect, the embattled, better get some more coffee. My intention for this video is process, so that's what I've been doing, having coffee in the morning as part of my process. There she is. That's Mum. So she would have been 72 today, but she died when she was 67. She died of hospital and surgery, over 3 surgeries around her lungs in the COVID period. She had those 2 sons. Guess which one's me? Yeah, so, you know, she was killed by the state, essentially, in my view. She was killed by hospitals, she was killed by surgeons, she was killed by anaesthetists. She was literally tortured to death over a 6-month period. People don't have to die of stage 1 lung cancer, do they? In the modern world? Yeah. Process, mate, process. Craft. Things and stuff and whatnot. That's an early studio I had. Bit of a battle. Stum and drong. Stum and drong. Oh, fairly indulgent little rant, isn't it? Right. This drawing is from 1998. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, so... Oh, yeah. How do you get... How do you get, you know, from bits and pieces to that? It's a bit ridiculous, really, isn't it? You got your psychosocial civilizational midden here at the end of the world. Everything, objects communicate, everything's a form of language. Everything has a play, intelligence, made communication, sensuality, a necessity. These were gathered by a teenage boy in Invercargill. And in Invercargill, I almost died from a golf ball too, in the driving range, whizzed by my head. This is a fragment of a bit. I love retaining what bits were and yet blurring the boundaries of, you know, people guessing what it is. So typically I'd string other segments, bits, you know, nodes onto this and make a long column. And I'd find sort of visual approximations of a kind of, you know, So, you know, like for instance, you know, these are lines to a point, a vector, you know, like a kind of, and then if I did that piece of broken, probably featuring that gold line. So you've got a sort of intersection that joins, and there's a sort of rhythm and logic. There's a sort of internal structural logic to, you know, that, just as a hypothetical anyway. And you wouldn't need to stick it together. You could make a, you know, like a kind of visual animation of these things. Look at this beautiful scab. So that would have been peeled off. It's polyurethane, and it's a high gloss, and it's got some other. It's got, oh fuck yeah! See, I know where I got those little bits of pebbles from. They're from fucking Nova Scotia, Bay of Fundy. It's one of the biggest tidal estuaries in the world, man. Everything's got a story. This is a corner or something that I broke. It's in the, you know, it's another line. Don't need to know what you're saying all at once, but it does collect. Oh yeah. This was a chair in a ladies' lounge, kitchen, dining room table, kind of a fabricated kitsch polymer chair. I think something was wrong with it. Maybe there was a big crack through it, so she gave the whole thing to me. And, you know, I like it because it was a family chair, and it lived through all that family's dramas and meals and, you know, 2-minute noodle sessions and video games and all the things modern families do. And yeah, now it's fractal shards of polymer resin apocalyptic kitsch and my assemblages. That was an opportunity I missed, wasn't it, James? There we go. It's quite hard to do everything with one arm. But incidentally enough, my father had one arm. These are old lenses. The things these have seen. So you get my point. Resonance and history, and you can't fake it, you know. And you got to know, RAM memory stick, not mine, I haven't used this. Could have been anything on these things. Good bit of bone. I think it was on the beach, so it's been pounded for a while, God knows how long, years maybe. Fairly clean. Bit of sheep's wool, still smells. Yep, lanolin. Oh, bucket scab. That's my glue, that's my EVA, my ethyl vinyl glue, but it collects around the edge. Yeah. So yeah, no, I mean, you know, that's the gig really is oh yeah. This is nice. This has a reflective quality too under certain lights. It's a piece of road safety marking. But the back, man, look at the textures and line. You know, it's kind of got this tweed sort of rough sort of industrial. So yeah, whenever the machine sort of starts pattern, language, point, yeah, I'm still sort of working on my thesis, really, with the mark making stuff. This is a delicate little number. What do you do with this? Well, part of the story is how do you preserve it so it's not going to decay in a formal piece of an artwork. And at the moment, I'm trying to synthesize combinations together to be individuals, to give you people opportunity to collect bits, because I tend to put an array together, just like the weather. Here's some metafolk. It's a very interesting rock from the beach. Yeah, just like the weather. I sort of am making some trophies to cheer myself up. Friend gave me these. They're coughed up from a sea lion on our beach. Sea lions eat them, then it grinds up their food, and they sick them up. They're cool. So that's been in a sea lion gullet. I think that's cool. And then this one is special. It's kind of a cartoon, it's kind of a swastika, it's kind of like, and then that side's got, and it's called Two-Faced Spinner. And it's about having a bipolar brother that hung himself, and it's about being molested as a boy, and it's about being disenfranchised as a elder son under a feminist culture and mother. It's about being turned into a girl. It's about losing your role models. It's about making a joke about your own fucking inability to have a family or a place in your culture, and then getting cancelled. It's about war. It's dark humour. It's a ward as well. It's a magic totem. Yeah, and you don't need permission, kids. Oh, dishcloth. I really like the feeling of that and the mark of that, the contour of that. In a different world, that could be a kind of sheep-eaten hillock. I'll dunk that in a bucket of resiny glue, and it'll go hard to a point, and I'll put a surface behind it. But I sort of also want the wrinkle. I want to turn it into someone's cloak or body, which is why I put that shell assemblage there. I might try and make a little sort of montage there. So it's when I mix up a couple of language forms, like different parts of my brain, the left-right brain thing, and like, are you doing a kind of comment, or are you doing a sort of intuitive one? And often it's a bit of both. That's a curious little artifact too, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not specifically going to show you this big one because we've already had a look at that in another video. But it's weird, I'm going to tell you that when I put these things up, like, I really, 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 really find it difficult. seeing all myself all up at once. It's hard to accept yourself. Not that this is myself, this is not myself, this is data from myself over a long period, concentrated in a sort of array. And I was just talking about arrays before, and and one thing that comes to mind is like earthquake machines, like, high atmosphere, auroral, something, those things that heat the ionosphere and work off the electromagnetic charged particle in the upper atmosphere, and then it bounces down and warms the ocean and affects the way the land and the pressure systems in there, and then it makes earthquakes. So, and then that happens too. And then there was quite a lot of earthquakes in Russia just recently, so it's called weather war. It's been doing it for a long time. Most people don't think it's real. Even when government places say that things are real, no one believes they're real. This is like a formal paper one that I recently think I finished. It's quite subtle and raw as well. Sorry about the shadow. Yeah, so I get entranced by sort of potential portraits and figures and things. I've scraped quite a hard surface of collage with tissue paper that's set with various layers of fluids and fibres from the garden that have been cemented in with my glues. And that's a bit of shell too. Power shell, iridescence. Oh yeah, and that's a bit of light bulb on the surface that sort of, yeah. So she's quite solid, but then I picked away at some of the scabby bits and drew, by taking away, and then I rubbed it really viciously with this burnt piece of wood and just got what I got. And I love this form of making as well. Don't know what you make of that. It's funny, I can say something's beautiful and gentle and other people are horrified. They see a child sacrifice or a human sacrifice or, some ancient blood magic ritual. Just like Palestine. Just like my brother. Oh, don't veer off into the fucking dark, James. You might start sounding like William Burroughs. Can't have that, because you're not from an aristocratic family, son. He was. No. Some people get to be eccentric, other people get to be crazy. I like that. I was thinking of putting a puddle of glue and then throwing it on something, but it hasn't happened yet. I've got too many things to do. It's mad. Oh yeah. So I love showing people things though. These are natural fossils from the beach. When there's a storm, they get washed out, and they're these wonderful organic forms. There's a local artist called Mary Mary McFarlane, and she makes altars out of them. She sticks them together. She has a sort of concrete process. I use them too, but more as sort of features and doodads. Because you can't be aware of another artist's sort of shtick and work. If I was just to do a assemblage of these concretions, I'd be stepping on another person's niche sort of gig. But it doesn't mean I can't collect them too, because like everyone likes organic forms, don't they? That's actually a fossilised bone too. It's different than normal bone. It's real weird. And then that. Look how fucking neat they are. Your little internal alien organs, Like, don't have to harvest your fucking you know, your poor get their organs and that. You just have to grow them at the beach and the cliff. Oh yeah, here's the messy drawing. So yeah, portentous and fluid exchanges with the primal forces of I'm digging the reedy orangey thing, because I've still got some ink from this antique ink that I brought a while back. It's from a colonial era printing a newspaper up in Nelson. Will not destroy pens, will not sediment superior writing and fountain. So, yes, good. All right, well, thanks for your ever-abiding attention. And hang on. You know, like art's not an AI thing; it's a physical thing with your hands. And it's the trouble when you're talking like this and looking at yourself is that you're kind of in a bit of a feedback loop. It's quite hard to retain your composure. Yeah. All right. We better stop the thing then, eh? Kia ora. Thank you. Happy birthday, Mum. You did your best. Yeah.